Hi, all my History Seeker fans. This is Lynn. Okay, so we are at the Pancake breakfast out at the firehouse in Kansasville. So we are here with Marge and Helen, and we have a little display up. So there's people coming and going, and they're ready to eat pancakes. We've got a couple of ambitious children here too. So we want to do a couple of little talks with both Helen and Marge as long as we have them here. But let's take a run around and look at some things that we have out on display. So I will quick flip you around. Okay, so here we do have some older pictures, and we have some cooks in the kitchen. If you've never been, say hi, you guys. We're going to be on YouTube for our cemetery stuff and our history seekers. If you've never done the pancake breakfast out here, it's really, really good. These guys do an amazing, amazing job. So, okay. I have over here, this is something that I found. We almost need more light, and I don't know how we can, there. I found this in the basement, and it is something from the newspaper. And this is how they used to print newspapers. Got my display up so that we're ready to go. So let's quick run over here by Marge. Okay, Marge. How is it putting all this stuff together?
Oh, it's fun. It's always easy. We have our crates ready to go, and we have a certain amount of educational stuff we want to display because you only have a little bit of time, but you want to make a big impression. So we have a good time.
Good. Good. So you've done amazing work with the history seekers and putting this all together, and I guess I just wanted to say thank you, and
it's my pleasure. I enjoy it.
And stop by. And so, how do we get a hold of the history seekers in case we want to either donate or become a member, or maybe we have something secret in our closet that we would like to
share?
To share, yeah.
History Seekers is on the internet at historyseekers.org, and they also have a Facebook page, or they can call me at 262-994-3344, and we'd love to talk about your old things.
That's really fun. So, okay, we're going to take some time and travel around and look at some stuff that we have here. So, Marge, you enjoy being a greeter, and
I will. It's fun.
yeah. This is kind of like a family reunion for both Marge and Helen because they know so many people from the area that this is a big thing. When you're in a small town, this is what happens. You have events like this, and everybody comes.
That's correct. We want to support the fire department. That's for sure.
Okay, let's go take a walk around.
And awfully close.
Okay, so
why are you taking my picture?
Helen has somebody.
And she lives in Pancake Park.
She was what?
She lives in Pancake Park,
Okay.
Kansasville, and she is the historian of the Pancake area.
Oh, how fun!
Yeah.
How fun. We are doing some YouTubes for the history seekers. Now, we went out to the cemetery walk, which is the display that you're standing in front of, and this was part of last year. So I went out and looked at some of the sites that we were doing this year, and then talked about a few of them, because you see, I have my display over there on the wall that I try to follow Marge's stuff and find everything. But so, how much history is in Eagle Lake?
Well, I've done just the history of Pancake Park.
Okay.
And
Pancake Park is the one with the golf course.
Yes. And Dan's grandfather, my husband's grandfather, was one of the original 6 cottages on that side of the lake, and so were the Grahams.
Okay. Oh, the Grahams from Union Grove?
Right.
Ooh,
Right.
that's one of the people we're visiting, remember?
Right. And so the original 6, he bought Grandpa Vance bought their cottage in 1915, and the Grahams and a few other people were already out there, and Dan's grandfather would come and visit them, and so he bought the house on the end of, they called it Ida Lee's. There was the original 6 cottages.
Okay.
And they used to come out even in the winter time. They only had like wood burning stoves and that, but there was a very close-knit family. And Grandpa Vance was from Racine. He managed the Ajax rubber company.
Okay.
And so they were all wealthy businessmen.
Vance, that's a big name, isn't it?
Yeah,
because
L.T. Vance.
Yeah, because they owned Vance's Bar too, didn't
No, that was a whole different family.
they? Family?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So
That's hard when you're doing genealogy and you come across one name and you think it's part of another name, and
Right.
just because it's from the same area.
Right.
And
well, and LT didn't come from Racine. He wasn't born and raised in Racine.
okay.
So, but they were a very close-knit family, and they would entertain. They would come out in all different seasons and have parties. And
We toured one of the mansions down in Lake Geneva, and it was kind of interesting because they had like burlap on the walls and things like that in order to keep it warm. And at that time, they didn't have any indoor plumbing until like, oh my God, 69 or something like that. Then they put in one bathroom for Grandma.
Okay.
And so that was,
well, I joined the family. I started coming out in '61, and they had, running water and bathrooms for a long time. But the outhouse was still in the back of the garage where they did. And they also, the men would, because there was no TV or anything like that, they would go in the back, and the garages would be all, and they would sit on chairs and smoke their cigars, and they called it Gasoline Alley.
because they were sitting on gasoline.
They did a lot of things together all year round, even though none of the cottages were, permanent. So Dan and I are the third generation out there, and in 95 we renovated and had the cottage lifted up and put a basement in and made it permanent, so we've been living out there permanently ever since. But it looks inside, it's got the old wood beadboard in the whole living room, and just the typical cottage from that day.
Oh, how fun.
It's kind of nice to preserve, although sometimes I'd like to have a new house, but
Yeah, like electricity on every wall.
Yeah. Well, when they remodeled it, they had to put everything into code.
Yeah.
So, but all of the original structure is still there. So anyhow.
Okay. Oh my God! I thank you so very, very
Yeah.
much for the insight on that, and we'll travel around to a couple more people.
Good.
So, okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're back. So we are gonna talk with Helen here, and so Helen has collected for years. So let's check a couple of things that Helen has, and let's talk about them.
Okay.
Okay.
First thing is something I was just given, and these are the keys to the Kansasville post office, the old post office.
Okay.
And this is something that the Journal Times used to hand out to their carriers for collecting money on payday.
Oh, that was when they had the old books and with
Yes.
the stamps and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, so you would need those pockets.
Yes.
So let's check what else.
Okay. This had two lives. It was in the 1890s. It was a film
We need
projector.
We need to turn this way.
Okay. It was a film projector in a Nickelodeon. And they would put the film either on this side or this side. And there's an electric light bulb in there. This is powered by electric. And the film would be projected on the wall. And when the Nickelodeon closed, this got a second life at a farm. And they used it as an egg candler, complete with chicken poop.
Oh my gosh.
It's antique, so I can't get rid of the chicken poop.
No.
Okay. And here's
This was big business in the Union Grove area because there was a couple of chicken farms because
Yes.
chickens you had to have them close, and so then you would go and you would get your eggs from the actual farm instead of you didn't necessarily get them from the grocery store.
That's right, right. This
So-
is something I just resurrected from my house, from my bookshelves. This was from, it says from a bookstore, and it was a German magazine from 1895, and all the wording is German, and the pictures are just gorgeous.
They are.
Very nice. And they obviously really cared about their books because they had these papers in here to protect the pictures.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And I just found out that this is some kind of a knitting instrument. Somebody just looked it up for me.
Okay.
Because I don't always know what the things are when I get them. And here's an old box camera. This is like the little Sure Shoot or Brownie cameras. You'd put 35 millimeter film in there and you would wind it, but this is broken. It doesn't wind anymore. And then you would take the picture like that. That would advance the film.
So you're going to have this out at the Harvest Fest,
Right.
When we're out there. So that would be actually a good place to talk about more things and
Yes.
about older cameras. That's going to be
Yes.
your theme this year?
Yes, cameras and photos, and here's some photos down here. And this is my grandpa and his friend from Waterford, and they belong to the 10 Club, which put up that band shell in Waterford right by the river. Actually, it wasn't a band shell. It was recently torn down, sadly enough, but their club, which was 10 men, fixed the park up.
Okay.
It was after a hotel or something burned down. And this is my grandmother and her children, my aunt and my dad.
These are cool frames. It's like there was a lot of work was into. You may have only had one or two frames. You know, it's like in pictures, but it's like they were. Oh, you know what? My dad has one of these little, but he's got the blade sharpener because you actually used to sharpen the blades in that you would shave with. You didn't just throw them away.
This, I don't know its origin, but people used to put their hair up, ladies. And they put their hair up and that would hold their hair in a bun or a Gibson girl hairdo. And this is a set of dishes called tea leaf. And the people who lived in the area all had these dishes. They were the common dish. You could probably buy them in a general store.
As opposed to getting it for a wedding present like a china.
Oh, they might have. They might have. Maybe their mother bought it for them.
You know what? My grandmother, my mom was telling me that my grandmother, that she got one wedding present because they were poor. So you didn't, you didn't get these big wedding presents. So that would have been, oh, and I see you have some just other.
This is the funny one that I just got recently. There's a little box full of these samples, and they are powder that held your false teeth down in your mouth. And I'm guessing that these were from the early part of the 1900s. And what's left in here is not a powder, it's a little chunk of something. Doesn't say what it's made out of.
The raffles end in 10 minutes.
You don't have to have all those MSDS and and labeling like you used to. So
Yeah, it tells how to use it on this little brochure, but it doesn't tell what's in it.
That's fun. So, okie doke. So, well, it's been a fun day out here, and we've had the day with Helen, and of course, then Marge is over there. She's tired. She's taking a little nap, or a little rest, not a nap. Yeah. But we will be out at Harvest Fest, and when is Harvest Fest in? We think it's
14 of September.
okie doke.
Thursday through Sunday at the fairgrounds in Union Grove. Come on out, bring us your family pictures so we can share them with you.
And that'll be fun. So, I actually have something else that day, so I won't be there. But Helen will be there, Marge will be there. There'll be a whole bunch of people there that will. So, let's sign off. And this is Lynn Baumgartner, unedited and unscripted and unedited. Obviously, because that way we get the good stuff in the background.
Be a history seeker.
Yes, we are history seekers, best friends or best histories. What do we call us?
History sisters.
History sisters. That's us. That's us. So, okay, we'll talk to you later. Bye.